Fantastic. All right, welcome everybody to the first annual Bike Walk Give onboarding and training presentation. Um, we at Bike Walk Nebraska, as the host of this event, are really excited about it. We're really excited to be able to collaborate with all of our fellow active transportation related organizations and get the opportunity to highlight the work that we're all doing statewide. Um, on the training call with you today is myself. I am Kate Dumas-Hine. I am the Associate Director of Bike Walk Nebraska. We also have Julie Harris, who many of you I'm sure know as the Executive Director. And then we also have Taylor Sturba, who is the Communications and Outreach Coordinator at Bike Walk and helps make us and works on the policy side. And so the three of us together are putting on Bike Walk Give. Okay, so today we're going to cover quite a bit of ground. First, we're going to go over the overview of the event, the who, what, when, where, whys, and make sure that we're all on the same page with that stuff. Next, we'll do a quick overview of our giving platform. Their name is Mighty Cause. We spent a long time looking for the platform for this event, and we're really happy with what Mighty Cause has to offer us and their support features. Last, we'll go through donations, fees, receipts, thank yous, kind of all of those nuts and bolts of the Give Day. And then lastly, we'll do Give Day best practices and marketing ideas. I have been a marketing professional for about the last 10 years and have primarily worked with small business and small business or small nonprofits to medium size. So this is kind of my bread and butter. And I've also hosted Give Hastings Day for several years back in 2018 mark. So some of these practices have been fine-tuned for these sizes of organizations, and I'm here to help your organization set yourself up for success when it comes to Bike Walk Give Day. So first, Bike Walk Nebraska are the host of this event. So we are doing this as a service to the community, and we are not receiving any kickback or fees as a part of this. The only funds that we will be receiving as an organization as Bike Walk are those that are directly donated to our organization, just the same as you. Our goal of this is to cultivate collaboration and to showcase all the amazing work that is happening across the state when it comes to active transportation advocacy, trail infrastructure, youth development, participation, public health, anything that falls underneath the umbrella of active transportation. So here's the structure of the event. Who is participating? Like I said, nonprofits within Nebraska that have a demonstrated record of service for active transportation things. What is needs, infrastructure, programs. Our goal for 2024 is to have 20 nonprofits participating and not listed on here. We are also working to make sure that we have about a 50-50 spread of organizations that represent the metro areas and then greater Nebraska. So we do have organizations literally from Omaha to the Panhandle, from Columbus to South Central Nebraska, and everything in between. This is truly a statewide giving experience. This is also going to be a 24-hour online giving event. If you have participated in any Give Days within your communities, it is probably a very similar structure to this. It is kind of a all hands on deck, everybody pulled together, all different, all sizes of gifts and donations come together to make a larger impact sort of moment. And that is what we are hoping to do with active transportation in Nebraska. So our goals, or our why, is one, to raise awareness of what's currently happening. We as Bike Walk Nebraska still enjoy reading the news articles of seeing things happening all across the state. And so we want to help create the platform to show the citizens of Nebraska how many great things are happening. We also want to help nonprofits increase their fiscal capacity and cultivate new funding streams, whatever that looks like for you. And then we want to inspire donors to help improve their financial support for their favorite active transportation causes. I know a question that we get at Bike Walk a lot of times is, Well, I don't know who's doing the work, so how can I help? Well, we're hoping that being able to pull everybody together and create this platform and put it in front of people and donors who really care about active transportation in Nebraska will help answer that question. These are very important dates to keep in mind. These are also listed on our website. You'll be able to see these underneath the resources tab on the site. When I say the public launch, that means that we're going to put it on social media, press releases, it's going to go on our Bike Walk website, all of those good things. And so that's when we're going to first share Bike Walk Give Day as a website to the public. So I do highly recommend that you have at least started your organization's pages by this point. And an even better step would be to maybe put your logo in there, and it's a little bit about your organization. So as people are, getting on the hype of the launch, they'll be able to see who is participating. We are still accepting registrations of organizations, whether that is still yourself that needs to go through the registration process or a new organization who would like to participate until March 25th. We will host our early giving period from April 1st to April 15th. And then our first annual Bike Walk Give is April 16th. So when I talk about the registration process, this is what I'm referring to. So if you follow the links that I sent out via email, or even if you just go to the website, you'll be able to see a spot where you can register. And that first screenshot is what you're going to be able to see when you register. So Mighty Cause uses the IRS's database of nonprofits to be able to verify everyone throughout this. You can either put in your organization name or your EIN, and it'll automatically pull up your organization for you to help you start onboarding that process. There is a checklist of to-do items that we are asking that you make sure you get done as a part of this. And so that means completing your organization page. That's your logo, your image, your organization information. You do need to set up your EFT and your payment information so that you can actually receive your donations. And then the last thing that they're going to ask that you do is that you create your thank you page. And this is just you thanking the donors who are contributing to your organization. You'll see this little this little yellow sticky note image that you can see on the screen when you get into your organization's page. So that's a direct screenshot from our Bike Walk Nebraska page. And so you'll be able to see that as well, and they will take you right to where you need to get those settings taken care of. Another reminder to those who would like to use it, if you either don't have a website or a website that can currently accept donations, you can use this page for year-round fundraising after Bike Walk Give. Some of the features will not be there because those are specific to giving days, but you can still edit your information, raise awareness about campaigns, accept donations on all of that throughout the entire year. So if that's a resource that's helpful to you, this is available to you. This is what your organization page looks like. It's really user-friendly to be able to edit it. You literally just got to see that little toggle in the right-hand corner. You turn that on and off, and once you do, you'll start seeing little icons of pencils pop up for you to be able to edit. This is where you'll do those things, like I said, put your logo in place, get your image in place, talk about your organization and why people should be giving to you or what you're currently fundraising for. I'm probably preaching to the choir here when it talks to people who have been doing philanthropy work for a while, because we've all probably set up several pages like this across our careers, but this is what it looks like when you actually start working on your page. Okay. Donations and fees. So you, as the participating organizations, will receive the full donation, except for a 4% platform fee, and then any credit card processing fees of 2.9% plus 30 cents. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I see all these details and they start to it's hard to start calculating how much the donation you're actually going to end up receiving versus not. What's really wonderful are a couple of things. One, the Mighty Cause platform will very clearly outline for you what is going to be your donation amount versus what was covered for fees. They also have a donation booster feature, which gives donors the option to cover these fees so that you receive 100% of it, 100% of that donation. On average, they have found about 90% of donors do this, so the fee absorption doesn't tend to hit the nonprofits as heavily. And this is across each individual donation, so that's how the fees will be calculated. Since this is an entirely online giving event, yeah, Bike Walk Nebraska is not receiving any of this money. It is running through the Mighty Cause Foundation. So they are going to be the ones who are dispersing the money to you. And they expect to be able to start dispersing money starting May 10th. And this is for all the digital online donations that you receive throughout the Give Day. So that's kind of what you can expect as far as fees. Hopefully our donors are going to be right up there with that average of 90% so that we're not absorbing as much of those. And then the foundation will be who you're receiving your distributions from. Okay. In my experience with previous Give Days, especially in the more rural parts of the state, I found there are still people who really like to write checks and provide cash as far as donations go. So we do have an option for that. What is really important is that if someone is giving you a donation via check, it has to be written out to you or to the receiving organization. Neither Bike Walk Nebraska nor Mighty Cause Foundation can process those checks. And this is something, like I said, this is available on the website for donors as well, but I just want to let you know as the participating organizations. If you would like for those offline donations to be added to your leaderboard total for Give Day, there is an option for you to be able to manually enter in those offline donations. That is something that you would have to manage throughout on April 16th or in the early giving period for this Give Day. Okay. For donor acknowledgement, the most important thing to remember on this front is that please do not use any tax language in your donor acknowledgement. So when you're writing the thank you page on Mighty Cause, or if you're sending out a letter after a Give Day, or you're sending out an email the day of, whatever it is, please do not include any tax language in your letters. The Mighty Cause Foundation will take care of all of that entirely, so you don't need to worry about it. This is one of the really great things about a Give Day like this is it does kind of give us a new pool of donors to work with because we're trying to kind of pull everybody together to raise awareness. So it's a really great opportunity to start cultivating donor relations. So one way you could do that is you could send an email out on the day of as donations come in. One easy thing to do is just have a template created where you can copy and paste it. It means a lot to donors to be able to see something right away. And then if you want to follow up with a postcard that's personally addressed, that's always a fun option as well. You will be able to access your donor list from your Mighty Cause account. So you will be able to see everybody who donated. You can export this. There will be marketing permissions attached to it. So if they provide their email, you can know if you can use those. You can use this throughout the year to continue to maintain these relationships. You can do a call for volunteers. You can provide them on updates about your organization. You could tell them to connect with your social media profiles, or just continue to hold this list, like hold on to that list for future Give Days or fundraising campaigns. But like I said, the most important thing is to please do not include any tax language in your donor acknowledgements. Okay, before we get into the marketing and we move on, are there any questions in relation to the onboarding process, the registration, Mighty Cause, donations, fees, et cetera, et cetera?
There is one in the chat, Kate.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can ask it out loud. This is Liz with Mode Shift.
Mhm.
There's just So the economic development areas link doesn't work, but I Googled it.
Mhm.
It looks like there's an Omaha Council Bluffs one, but that's not in your list. So I'm confused about which one I should select for that.
Right. Okay. I'll take a look at what those are overarching. What we were trying to do is be able to give people the option to find organizations that are within their geographic area across the state. Um, so you're wanting to not have Council Bluffs included in your.
No. Omaha Council Bluffs is listed as a region on the list I found, along with
Ah,
all the other ones you have. But Omaha Council Bluffs is not on your list. So I'm confused about like, is Omaha Council Bluffs in Northeast or Southeast? Because it's kind of in the middle. So I don't
okay.
like, would you guys, should you add Omaha or should I just pick one of the other ones?
I will take a look at it right after I get off of this so I can see exactly how it's getting split up and I'll make sure that I get it addressed and then I'll email you afterwards if that works.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Any other questions in relation to registration, Mighty Cause, donations, fees, et cetera, et cetera?
I do, excuse me, I do have a question. We registered and went through the approval, like our president had to write back to Mighty Cause saying that I could be the one who would run it. But I don't believe I ever got like an email to the link now to set up the
Okay.
page. Maybe I missed that. I don't know where that resides. And I
So
checked my junk folder just in case by chance it went there and I didn't see anything.
yeah, so if you have been set up as a user for your organization, you should be able to just go to mightycause.com and log in, and then it should show you get your organization information. If that doesn't work for you, there's going to be some support information later on in this presentation, but all platform specific questions will be best answered by the Mighty Cause support process because they're gonna ones who will be able to navigate through kind of that technical stuff better than I can. But that doesn't mean that I'm not happy to help kind of connect you and make sure that you're seeing the correct things. But I would start by going to mightycause.com and logging in from there, and that should be able to give it to you. I will also, in the follow-up email, or the emails that have been previously received, if you click the registration link, it should take you to the website to be able to see it as well. If those two options are not working for you, then I would recommend emailing support@mightycause.com. And again, like I said, that's going to be on a later slide and we can go from there. Any other questions? I do want to say, since this is our first year and we're all getting new to this platform, after this meeting, if you're getting through the process and you're just like beating your head against the wall or you're getting stuck or you have more questions that come up, I'm happy to hop on a call with you and we can do a one-on-one walkthrough of this information to make sure that you're confident moving forward and you're set up for success come Bike Walk Give Day. So this doesn't have to all be on you to figure out by yourselves. I'm here to help. And we can make sure that you get access to your information.
This is Liz. I guess I have another question.
Yep.
4% on top of the credit card amount seems kind of like a lot, but I guess I'm interested in like what you think what the platform is, providing for that.
Right. So the platform is managing, I mean, it's managing the entire and hosting the entire Give Day. They're also running all of the donations and disbursements through their entire foundation. So that's not something that any of us need to do or be able to do. In comparison, an a platform that doesn't offer that means that then therefore either the host organization or even the participating organizations would have to be able to manage all of the donations and disbursements that are coming in and do all the accounting and everything on that end. And it's a pretty rigorous and time consuming process. So the platform fee, that was a pretty big bonus for us. Additionally, as far as a user experience goes, Mighty Cause had the best user experience for donors across the board. And they're one of the ones that allowed us to be able to keep the fundraising pages throughout the entire year. Any other questions? Did that help answer your question, Liz?
Yeah, it did. Thanks.
Yes, I know we see the fees and we're all like, oh, that starts to add up over time. And we've done our best to help mitigate that as much as we possibly can in this selection process. And that's part of why having that donation booster feature is important to us, to make sure that we can hopefully, as the nonprofits, receive as much of the donations as possible. Okay. Any additional questions? All right. So we're gonna kind of go into some best practices, things that I generally recommend. Just for like easy, like marketing tips for these give days. The more that we all promote and hype up and talk about this give day, the better it's going to be for everybody involved. This is truly kind of the power of the collective, and especially in this first year. So as the host organization, we are managing the branding and going to be able to provide resources, and we'll do a high level of marketing when it comes to this. But as participating organizations, like I said, the more who talk about it, the more people who hear about it, and the snowball effect kind of starts. So I highly recommend having your pages at least started by February 22nd if you're able. We will be launching this publicly on that date. And so what that looks like for us means, like I said, social media, our email database, press releases, et cetera, et cetera. Here's some recommendations to kind of join in on the buzz. You could issue a press release to your community that you're participating in this. If you're in a community where there's other participating organizations, you could collaborate together and talk about it. You can send out postcards or emails to your previous donors to let them know that this is happening. Your board of directors, your volunteers, and your staff, let them know that you're participating and ask them to help in spreading the word. If you utilize social media, we will have resources available for you to be able to make posts about it, or you can just reshare a Bike Walk Nebraska post. And then it's a good rule of thumb to avoid fundraising efforts in the weeks prior to the give day, just so that the messaging is clear and that you can really pull together the donors for the large impact on the give day. We will have a toolkit of resources available on the website starting here very soon. So this will be available for you to use in helping with your give day preparations. We will have the Bike Walk Give branding and logos. We're just getting those buttoned up now. We'll have a press release template available for you to distribute within your region. We'll also have social media graphics available. And there will be poster and postcard designs available for self-printing for this year. And then when it comes to how you talk to people about this, I usually recommend kind of picking a singular cause or project that you're raising funds for, because it really helps people like wrap their heads around where their money is going. I hesitate to recommend saying your $20 is going to purchase this book or this helmet or whatever that is, because some people are particular and would like to know exactly what book or exactly what helmet or bike lock or resource you have purchased. So more your $20 helps us buy the equipment we need for this new program is a good way to do that. So kind of finding a balance between just not so detailed that you're having to field additional questions, but enough detail so that people know what they're able to support and what cause is happening. So are you needing to purchase equipment? Are you raising matching funds for a project? Do you have a new program that you're launching? Last year, Bike Walk Nebraska launched our Learn to Ride program. So that was a huge part of what we were communicating to our donors, that their funds were helping support. So the balance between detail and not detailed, so that people can understand what their funds are going towards. Other marketing ideas that don't take very much time or are things that you can schedule ahead of time. This is something that I do a lot of when it comes to fundraising campaigns, email marketing. If you have a list, this is a great way to start. If you don't have a database, starting with board of directors and then asking them to email a couple of people. So it kind of creates a snowball effect, volunteers, staff again. If you have an existing email system, that's great. If you don't have one, MailChimp, I believe, is a free service as of right now, or very inexpensive, so you could start one. Make sure when you are sending anything out digitally that you use your Mighty Cause page link specifically. And it's basically just a fundraising letter in digital format. So if you've written something before about your organization, just make sure that it's just a digital format. Make sure you have the direct link to your Mighty Cause page and you're good to go. If you want to host something in person on Give Day, an open house, an educational event, you could partner with a local business. I know in Hastings, we had a local brewery that would, it was like a free beer if you could show like proof of donation or something to the Give Day. So it really kind of that partnership, it brought people into the brewery and then also it got people giving to the Give Hastings Day. So those are some options for you to be able to do that in person for the actual Give Day celebration. Again, here's kind of the timeframes of communications that I would recommend. And like I said, this will be available on our resources toolkit. So this is just a pretty basic time frame breakdown of scheduling out. Like I said, I take these dates, I write everything out, I schedule all the emails out so they just go and I don't have to worry about it come day of or week before, because there's usually 1,000 other things that are going on and we're all probably trying to balance a lot of plates. So this is a communications timeline that I would recommend for Bike Walk Give Day. And this can be email, this can be social media, if you want to send out a postcard, all those sorts of things. Okay, and for future support moving forward, like I said, Mighty Cause is going to be the ones that give you the best technical information when it comes to the platform. Like if you're hitting a roadblock and you just can't quite figure it out, or you need to add a user or whatever it looks like, the Mighty Cause platform, the Mighty Cause email is the one to go. If you have questions about Give Day communications and structure, you can reach out to us at Bike Walk. And like I said, since this is the first year of all of us doing this, and we're kind of learning together on this front, I'd be happy to do one-on-one onboarding with anybody if you're wanting to have that extra time, or we can talk through any specific concerns as we move forward. So here is my email address, and I'd be happy to talk to anybody on that front. Okay, that is all the information I have for you today. Are there any additional questions or something that was missing in this onboarding that you would like to make sure is covered before we hop off for the day?
I would just like to say thanks. Kate has, and Taylor, Kate has especially has done the lion's share of all of this, pulling this together. We're so excited to have all of you participating. And I just want to say thanks to my amazing staff. They're just doing great things. And it's great to be able to just let them take and run with things and know that it's going to be great. So thanks everybody for participating with us on this. It's going to be a great day.
Thank you so much for hosting this.
Yes, of course. We're really excited about the collaborative effort of this, being able to connect people to everything that's happening across the state. I think Julie was the one who coined the term that active transportation problems require complex solutions, and we can't put it all on one leg of the stool or it'll topple over. So we all do different parts underneath the active transportation umbrella. And this is kind of a day for us to come together and celebrate that and remind Nebraskans all the great work that's happening across the state. So I'm really excited about this opportunity. This will be something that we host annually. So this will be this is obviously our first year, but this is just the start of this project. Okay, Carrie, you have a question.
Yes, hi. This is
Hi.
so great. We're really, really excited. Hi. Will there be a way for us to, with being so collaborative and I'm sure there's a lot of really cool people on this call that I haven't even met yet. Are there going to be ways that we can learn about who all is in, like, will there be a central area where we know all the participants and what they do and who they are?
Yeah, so on the website, as everyone starts to register, I mean, we can also go around now and everyone can take a second to introduce themselves in the organization. But on the website, as everyone starts going through the registration process and building their pages, you'll start seeing everybody who's participating. So I went through and I approved a handful of pages this morning, so they're starting to show. I think we have 6 or 7 listed on there right now.
Right.
And so that's like going to be the most comprehensive list, just because not everybody is going to be able to hop on the call, but that's who you'll see who's participating on that front.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, of course. Any other additional questions? Okay. On the topic of other participating organizations, if you have colleagues or orgs that you have worked with that may not have received the invite yet for this, feel free, and they fall underneath the parameters of participation, which is essentially they just need to be a nonprofit status, doing active transportation work within the state of Nebraska. Please do extend the invite to them. We tentatively capped it at 20 participating organizations just to be able to successfully put on a gift day and not get too large too quickly. But I think we would have a pretty hard time not allowing someone to participate if we get to like 21 or 22 along those lines. But additionally, like a lot of people are doing a lot of really great work and we just may not know all of them. So if we can all collectively spread the word, we'll probably be able to find some great organizations. If for some reason your organization you're representing, they have a history of a record of service and active transportation, but may not be a registered 501c3, there is a fiscal agent opportunity or pathway for participation. So if that is you and that is your organization, please do reach out to us directly so we can make sure that we can start exploring that pathway for you. We do know, one, there's a lot of nonprofits in Nebraska already, and sometimes when you're smaller, you're volunteer based, you may not have gone through that 501c3 registration process. So there is an opportunity for fiscal agency if it fits within the parameters of use for the gift day. All right, if there are no additional questions, we will wrap up this training and onboarding. We will send out